Hey guys, this is the beginning of the pattern drafting and the cutting and the sewing. So as you can see, I posted the intro separately because I don't want to prolong this video, because I still want you to be able to learn this proper without that intro interrupts. So that is why I make a different video for the intro. So I decided to make a different video for the intro so that you can take your time to watch the intro without you being forwarding in. So I put all the information, the necessary information you need to know, the fabric you need to get, the measurement you need to take, the things you need to draft your pattern. I put all the details on the intro. Okay, so if you haven't seen the intro, or click on the link below, you are going to see the link that is going to take you direct to the intro. Go and listen to it, get all your stuff ready, then you come back here to get your top done. Okay, so on this one I'm just going to go straight to the point. I'm not going to talk too much, but I will still explain to you where you need to, what the most important thing you need to do. Okay, yeah, so let's get started. So let's begin, guys. So here is my brand paper, and also it's been fold. Okay, I've also placed it on fold. So the part where is fold is going to serve as my shoulder, while the part that is open, okay, is going to serve as my center front. Okay, so this is how I'm going to be placing my pattern to work with. Okay, so you are going to fold your pattern paper like you see me doing. Okay, like I fold mine. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to create a starting point like I always do, so that I can start with all my markings. So the first thing first I need to start with is to impute my shoulder measurement times 2. My shoulder is 14 divided by 2 is 7 inches. Okay, I'm going to be imputing my neck width, or 2.5 inches. Okay, 2.5 inches from the neck width. So my back neck depth, I'm going to be taking a 1 inch for my back neck depth, because I'm working with a high neck top or blouse, I will call it. So my front neck depth is 3 inches. Okay, so you're going to be marking 2.5 by 3 inches, 2.5 by 1 inch. Okay, so that is it. 3 inches. I wanted to make a 3.5, but I realized that it's going to be too much. So because there's going to be something that it's going to happen when I'm going to cut out the yoke later. Okay, so I will explain to you when I'm going to cut out the yoke. So right now I'm going to get my pattern, my armhole curve, to create my neck with like to connect all the markings. Okay, yeah, that is what I'm going to do now. So once I'm done connecting, I'm going to mark the width or the length of my yoke. The length of my yoke is going to be 5. Okay, so 4 is okay. From here to here is 4 inches. So I'm going to be marking from here also to here at 4 inches. Okay, to be sure if I'm placing the line correct, I'm going to mark here. This is where my 7 inches, my shoulder line is. So from my shoulder line, I'm going to go down and so remember 1 inch is being minus from here. Okay, so to get the whole number together, so when I place my tape from here to this point here, I have 5 inches. So I'm going to place the 5 inches here. Okay, here is where the 5 inches here. Then I'm going to connect this one here. Okay, so if you have two pattern, then you can make the front and the back separate, but there is no point of making the two of them separate. So now we're going to be making use of this. Okay, so from here to the back. Okay, and then here is going to be for the front. Okay, let me make a front. Sorry, this is back. Okay, and here is the front. This is front.
Okay. uh this is the one I'm going to first cut. I'm going to cut at the back first before the front. I'm going to show you how to cut it out on your pattern. Okay, so we need to extend this line out because we need to add some. Remember, this line is, I'm going to be adding 8 inches to this part when I'm going to cut it on the fabric. Okay, this place 8 inches is going to be adding here. Add, let me mark it here, at 8 inches. Okay, add 8 inches when you want to cut it on fabric. Okay, don't forget this. Okay, add 8 inches. So now the next thing I'm going to do to create that inset, okay, to create the inset on your shoulder, if you want split on your shoulder, okay, once if you mark this one, and then you're going to double this line. Okay, you're going to double this line. So from here is 5. Okay, you're going to add extra 5 inches. Okay, you're going to add extra 5 inches, or better still, when you want to cut it on the fabric, so you make sure you mark it from the fabric before you cut. Okay, so for instance, if you don't want to cut from the fabric, if you forget, let me use pencil because this line is temporary, it's not, line is temporary, so yeah, I'm going to be using my pencil. So before you cut out, then you mark 5, make it 10. Okay, so that you have that enough pleating from your shoulder. Okay, so that means you're going to mark the same 10 inches all the way from here to here, 10 inches. Okay, from here to here, 10 inches, to be sure that your shoulder measurement is correct. Then you mark it here is correct. So now I'm going to connect this here. I'm using pencil because it's just a temporal line. Okay, okay, so that means this is the length, this is how deep, and this is the amount of ruche that you want your top to have from the shoulder. And if you don't want it to be that full, you can just add like 3 inches to this 5 inches. But bear it in mind that the amount of fullness you want determine how deep you go. Okay, so the next thing now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my waist measurements. Okay, so from this, take my top measurement. So from here, I'm going to take my top measurement from here, from my shoulder to here. This is my top measurement. Okay, this is my top length, and the mark 18 inches from here. So my initial waistline is 7 inches here. Okay, I'm going to mark 7 inches here. Okay, and then I'm going to add additional of 8 inches. This is how full I want it. I don't want it too much. I'm going to mark 8 inches there. Okay, remember we are going to add another 8 inches here. It's okay, so that means the total here is going to be, so we're adding 16 in total. Okay, so now the next thing here, I'm going to determine my slip opening. So to determine my slip opening, I'm going to place paper here, and I'm going to mark the width of my sleeves is going to be I want my sleeve opening to be 5.5. So I'm going to be making my connection all the way from here to here. And if you feel like this is too, so instead of 8, I'm going to make it 10. But remember how full you want your top to be will determine the inches that you're going to add. Okay, so I need to find a way to make my connection. Okay, so now let me use my marker pen to make it bold so that you can see the whole drawing. Okay, okay, that is my joining allowance. So here I don't want to temper here, okay, because I'm going to be adding 0.5 inch join for the joining. So now we're going to start by cutting this out. Okay, so this is the, okay, so this, right, so for the back here, this is the back. Okay, I need to add 0.5 here for the folding of the rough edge. Okay, I'm going to mark 0.5 all the way to this point. Okay, then I'm going to get my pattern master and place it here like that. Then I'm going to connect it to the back pattern. Cut it from here to want. Okay, so this is the back and here is the front. So now I need to take this one off. So move back to the front. So we need to add 8 inches here. Remember, we need to add 8 inches from the front. So you already have 2 inches. So what we need to complete there is 6 inches. Add 6 inches. Okay, we're adding 6 inches. So now I need to cut this one off.
So guys, after drafting the pattern, we are going to be placing our pattern here to cut. So here is the fabric I'm going to use. Okay, like I said earlier that I'm going to use a brother satin. I was meant to use crepe, but I don't have crepe material at the moment, and going to the market to get that crepe is another, it's another thing. No, no worry. So I'm going to use what I have available. Okay, so yeah, this is what I have, and I have 2 yard. It's not up to 2 yard. I have is a 2 1/4 yard. So yeah, this is what I'm going to work with. I will advise you, if you want to make the top, get at least 2.5 yard. This should be more than enough, and it depends your body size, and also it depends how full you want it to be. Okay, so I'm going to be using 2.5 yard for this top. Okay, so yeah, first of all,
let me show you how you need to place your fabric. Okay, so I have my paper here. I'm going to be using it as my fabric. Let's assume this is my 2.5 yard of fabric, or 2 1/4 yard of fabric. Okay, so here is the 2.5 yard. Let's say from here to here is the 2.5 yard, or 2 1/4 yard. Then this is the width, the length of my fabric, okay, as like 60 by 60. Okay, so from this by 60, I'm going to fold my fabric like this. Okay, so let me place it here. I hope you can see very well. Okay, I hope this is okay. So this is the opening part. Okay, so first of all, what I did, I fold in like this. Okay, I fold in twice. Okay, and then I turn it like this. Okay, you're going to turn your fabric like this. Let's assume this is my fabric. I'm going to turn my fabric like this, and then I'm going to fold it again. That is, I fold in 4 times, like 4 times 4. Okay, so this place, make sure you are using this place for your center front and your center back, this opening part. And while this place here is going to serve as your shoulder measurement. Okay, so now from this part, now when you are going to place your pattern on top, you're going to mark 3 inches or 4 inches below, and then from here you mark 8 inches or 5 or 6, whatever, how full you want you want your dress to be, or how much fabric you have, if it's going to be enough for you to get the front and also add to your sleeves. Okay, because remember when I drafted this pattern, it was not, the pattern was not long enough for me to get all my sleeve, to get all my sleeve together. Okay, so the pattern was not enough to get all my sleeve. So what you're going to consider is that you're going to consider having the length of fabric that is going to also give you the opportunity to add to this part here. If you want to have a gather on your sleeve, give you the opportunity to add to here. Okay, and also gives you the opportunity also to add either 6 or 7 inches you want, or 10 inches if you want it, depend on your preference. Okay, get a fabric that is going to be more than enough like that. Okay, so now let's assume this is my fabric. So what I'm going to do, so from this up edge here, now I'm going to mark either 4 or 3 inches below. So my pattern is going to start from this point where I mark 3 inches. This is where I'm going to place my pattern. I'm going to place my pattern not to the beginning of this fold. I'm going to mark 3 inches below before I place my pattern. So the reason is because once I do this, I have the opportunity to have enough fabric from here to make gather on my sleeves. Okay, and then from this 8 inches, I also, when I'm going to place it, I'm going to make sure I am not placing it close to the edge here. I'm going to place it 8 inches or 6 inches or 5 inches away. I'm going to start placing it from this point where I marked my 5 inches to. I hope you get. So this is how everything is going to work. So from here now, once if I get this one, I can then get the upper one, and then I cannot start cutting it out. I hope this explanation was clear. So if you find it anything difficult, if you don't understand, rewatch it again. And yeah, or if there is anything I did not mention here, feel free to leave your comment below, and I will answer you once if I see it. Okay, so this is how I fold my fabric. Okay, so this is how I fold my fabric, just like I explained here. Okay, as you can see, did you see that? So this is how it is. Okay, I fold it like this. So this edge here is this edge, and this part here is going to serve as my center front and my center back. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to iron this proper so that we cannot bring out my pattern, then we can cut it. Okay, so let's do it. So what I actually did here, I marked 4 inches below. I marked 4 inches from here, 4 inches, and then I marked 6 inches, because this 4 inches is going to help me create, a that room to create more gathers from the sleeves. So from the 6 inches I said, we're going to add 6 inches here. So yeah, so this is the 6 inches. I mark 6 inches to this point. So now, so from this 6 inches here I mark, I'm going to get my pattern like this. I'm going to make sure I place it right here. So the starting point is going to be from here. Okay, so when you look at the sleeves here, it's not really long enough. Okay, so and how you need to get your sleeves. On my pattern drafting, I explain how to get your sleeves, right? So, and you can still do it this way. From here to here is your shoulder. This is your shoulder measurement, right? This is your shoulder measurement. So you are going to take your measurement, your tape from here, find out how many inches you want your sleeve length to be. If you want your sleeve length to be 24 or thereabout, how long you want it, then you take your measurement from here, get your sleeve measurement. So I have 24 and I'm short of I have here 19, so I'm short of I'm short of 5 inches. So I'm going to place my tape here, and then I'm going to mark where the 5 inches is. So this is where the 5 inches is. Okay, that is where my 5 inches mark is. So I'm going to get my chalk. Again, I mark it here. Okay, that is where my 5 inch is. So let me see. So I'm going to mark away from here. 5 inch. Sorry, my table. The placement is really not okay. So from here now, I'm going to mark that 4 inches below. So this is where the 4 inch is. But with the way I place my fabric here, that 4 inches is not going to be enough. So I'm going to mark 3 inches to have a straight line. Okay. Going to connect this 5.5 to here. Or rather 6 inch, because here is already, I already added my joining allowance. So remember to add your joining allowance. Okay. So I'm going to open it so that I can separate the back. Okay, so here is the top. I'm going to separate here. So we'll have a very long pieces. Okay, very long pieces. That the only thing I need now to make this top look realistic is to head to my sewing machine and then start making a loose twist so that I can make a gather. So basically this is the the foundation of the top. If you follow the simple step, you should have something looking like this. Okay, yeah. So this is the front. Okay, this is my neck width and my shoulder. They have cut or yoke rather. This is the yoke. Okay, and remember, even the yoke also is being placed on fold. Okay, so this is the yoke.
So my yoke is ready. I'm going to be working for my blouse. I have gone ahead to weave and also make a loose stitch off camera. So the next thing, I'm going to start by making the ruche. Okay, so yeah, I have already done this off camera because it was taking so much time, so I have to do it off camera. But yeah, I'm almost done, so I'm arranging it so that I can have a proper setting. So you have to make sure you arrange it, because if you did not arrange it, if you mistakenly if you mistakenly fix your yoke and your band without arranging it, it's not going to look nice. Okay, so the foundation start from now before you join your yoke and your band. So the next, now I'm going to separate my back and my front to know where my back pattern is. So where the 1 inch is, okay, where I cut out 1 inch, that is where the back is. So the deeper part is the part where the front is. So where I cut is the back. So what next? Now I need to join my yoke to my bodice. So that is what I'm going to do. You're going to take your time here because it's not something that you need to rush. Okay, you take your time and fix your yoke to your bodice. All right.
Long as you got your eyes, got your trippy on them private jets, taking trips. Come back at 6, wake me and your child, and then won't lay today. Make me wonder who you might have been playing with. Makes me wonder who you think you're playing with. I'm just on myself to keep playing this record back.
So the next part, now I'm going to, once if I'm done pin the yoke to my blouse, I'm going to head to my sewing machine so that I can start joining my yoke, and also the same thing I'm going to do to the band. Okay, so what I did to the yoke, I'm also doing the same thing to the back. Okay, I'm going to be joining them with 0.5 inch allowance. All right.
Leave your family in the cold rain, and I don't think you'll ever change your ways. 'Cause our house is not a home where no one's there. So alone, no one's there. Should I move on since no?
So once I'm done, I'm going to face my collar. I have prepared my collar off camera. Okay, let me know in the comment section if you want me to show you how I did the collar. So I have pinned it to my blouse, so I'm going to start joining the collar with 0.5 inch allowance. Okay, so if you're still here to this moment, I want to say a very big thank you for watching. And if you find anything useful to this video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you're yet to subscribe to the channel, also subscribe, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you will not miss out on any tutorial. Okay, and yeah, with that being said, I have done joining my collar to my blouse. So the next thing, now I'm going to join my waistband. I also cut my band off camera. Okay, if you want me to do any of this, leave your comment below. I'll definitely going to show you how I cut out my band and how how I prepare my band. Okay, so yeah. So if you ever make any of this tutorial, I would love to see your recreation. Don't forget to send me your recreation, and you can send it to my YouTube account. No, you can send it to my Instagram account or my Facebook page at Julia Rack. All right, so I'll be happy to see your recreation. So yeah, so this is the final look. I hope you like it. I hope you were able to make yours. So if you do, don't forget to send me your recreation on my Instagram account. Okay, so have a lovely day. Bye.